Hey Valley Middle School, welcome back to another math lesson. Tonight we're going to be converting customary units from one unit to another, and we're going to be using the box to do it. This is the second 6.4a video. This is how I do it. Before we do that, let's start off with this trivia question. Who are these guys? And it is not Mr. Rosine, Mr. Persons, and Mr. McKeag, even though it is a popular answer. Tonight, officially, our target is 6.4a. I can convert one customary unit of measure to another using a chart. Let's do this thing. All right. John buys a licorice rope that is 1 yard long. He wants to split it 3 ways. How long will each piece be? Oftentimes you're going to get a question like this, and you can solve it by reasoning, thinking, well, 1 yard is 3 feet, so each person would get 1 foot of licorice, or 1 yard is 36 inches. Each person will get 12 inches. So that kind of reasoning. But sometimes they're so complicated you need to use a proportion box or use the box, and I want to show you how to do that tonight. So just a quick review, these customary measurements, you really will be using this chart a lot tonight, but you have to familiarize yourself with them and at least know these starred ones here. So if you want to pause and read over those, you can. So tonight we're going to be converting customary measurements using the ratios or reasoning or a little bit of both, but typically tonight we'll just be doing the ratio box. All right, so here's the question. Solve this one. Convert 20 feet to inches. So basically what this question is saying is 20 feet is blank inches. So you draw yourself a little box here and you put something that you know in. We know that 1 foot is 12 inches. So let's see, 1 foot is going to be, 1 foot is going to be 12 inches. So we want to know how many feet 20 feet will be. Notice how I lined up feet, and then inches. So we pop it into the box. 20 times 12 is 240. Divided by 1 is 240 inches. And so we use that proportion box just like we have in other lessons. It is so slick for figuring these things out. You just need to make sure that you line up your labels and make sure you use the correct one. So here's another one here. Gardening question. Clarence mixes a 1/4 cup of fertilizer with the soil before planting each bulb. How many ounces of fertilizer does he use per bulb? So basically what we're saying is 1/4 of a cup is how many ounces. So again, we know that 1 cup is 8 ounces, and so 1/4 of a cup or 0.25 of a cup will be how many ounces? See how I lined them up? And even using a decimal, I switched that fraction to a decimal. So you multiply diagonally, and then you divide. 0.25 times 8 ounces is 2 ounces, and then divide that by 1, of course, is 2 ounces. So decimals work within the box as well, and our answer makes sense. All right, so here are 3 quick ones here. 36 yards is how many feet? Well, I set up the box for you and I put the answers in blue. 1 yard is 3 feet, so 36 yards is how many feet? Multiply diagonally, divide, 108. 3/4 of a ton is how many pounds? Well, I changed that to 0.75. 0.75 tons times 2,000 divided by that. 1,500 pounds is your answer. 1 quart or 1.5 quarts is how many pints? Well, I know that 1 quart is 2 pints, so 1.5 times 2 is 3, divided by 1 is 3 pints. And I highlighted the information I used to solve those. So now it's your turn. Here's a series of problems. I'd like you to go through it and try to work these. One of them is kind of tough. I think G is the hardest, so give that one a little extra think time. Go ahead and pause the video. All right, let's see how you did. Well, if you did this correctly, you would have got 0.5 miles for D. For E, you would have had 2.5 quarts. For F, you would have had 6.25 pounds. For G, 4.75 gallons. I thought this one was a little hard. You had to do a little outside ciphering or figuring here. We have to go from cups to gallons, and that's not on the chart. And that's typically what they will ask questions like that. So we just had to go that we knew that there are 8 ounces in a cup and 128 ounces in a gallon. So I took 128 ounces and I divided by 8 ounces per 1 cup, and I got 16 cups. So I knew that 1 gallon was 16 cups, and I needed to know what 76 cups was. So again, I left the gallon spot open. I multiplied diagonally, divided by 16 then. 76 times 1 divided by 16. It's 4.75 gallons. The answer to this last question, I, is 1.5, I'm sorry, H is 1.5 pints, and I is 1.5 feet. Okay, here is your 2 questions for the ticket to the show. How many quarts are in 15 gallons, and how many seconds are in an hour? And I pasted the chart in here so you can pause it and work those out. Again, make the box, make sure your labels are all lined up. Alrighty, answer to the trivia question. Who are these guys? These are the Three Stooges. This is Larry. I'm sorry, Larry, Moe, and Curly. What am I thinking? Yeah, Larry, Moe, and Curly, Three Stooges. Slapstick comedy. It's pretty doggone funny. Give it a shot. I think you will like it. All right, have a good day. Thanks for listening.